welcome back to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. We have a studio audience today.
He doesn't know he's on at the moment.
Right? In front of the camera. Oh, underwear check.
Oh, underwear check. Yeah, there you go. He's wearing jeans.
So hello to everyone joining us. Thank you so much for popping in. Please give us a like, a share, maybe even a subscribe if you're on YouTube. And we want to say hello from myself, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. And to my side, we have Krista Ducharme, who is globe-trotting as we speak in Virginia today, Northern Virginia, I believe she said. Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. And of course, we always have supporting us from below, Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski, the only one who's consistently been in the same freaking room the entire time we've been doing this show. Awesome.
I'm always home when I do the shows, and so I'm always in my office when I do
You're
that.
so consistent. I love that. So how are you all doing today? I hear we've got a snow emergency in Virginia. What's that like, Krista?
Well, you know, it's like a typical Virginian snow emergency, and you never know what you're going to get. So they were planning for dumping and icing, but we got really lucky, and it did snow with freezing rain, but Mother Nature was good to us and warmed up so that we can, not be stuck in the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Nice. It looks like a very nice Airbnb.
It does.
It is. Yeah. It's the basement, like apartment to somebody's home, and it is nice. We have enough for the four of us, and we had a friend over last night, a young friend over last night who joined us for dinner. So I have a kitchen and I can cook.
Oh, that's wonderful!
Awesome.
Yeah, nothing fancy, but yeah, I can do the basics here with what they have.
Right. And a foosball table. You gotta give points for the foosball table.
The foosball table definitely has been hours of entertainment, because when we first arrived, we had no internet, which made me like really nervous, because I'm like going, where am I going to do the podcast from? Where am I going to do the podcast from? And Jenna is online today. You see her shoulder right there.
There she is.
She wants to know. She's like, does my shoulder look good?
Very svelte. Very svelte.
Yeah,
shoulder.
very svelte. But yeah, they are asking, or she's online doing her orientation for GMU, George Mason University, for those who aren't familiar, which is where she starts here in a couple of days, and on the 24th. That's a lucky number for her.
She's in a dorm?
She is. She just got a dorm assignment, and we're waiting. Kevin and Zachary are on the way to go pick up the packages, which have, when you order like 20 things from Amazon, and you order it all at once, and you're like, I bet they're just going to put it in maybe 1 or 2 boxes, and 27 boxes show up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, wow.
So this really wonderful friend of ours, it's a brother of a friend of ours, was voluntold, I have a feeling, he would be receiving all these packages. So Kevin is on his way with Zachary to go pick up the ones that have been delivered. And I think that I have a couple more, so that we can wash the sheets, wash the towels. Yeah. One of the things when you're doing dorm stuff, I'm sure anybody who's done that with their kids, it's like, ooh, you get to go out, get to go shopping, you get to make it this really fun thing. Yeah, no, not us. We get to go to Amazon.com.
Yeah, that kind of takes some of the fun out of it, doesn't it? So go ahead.
I think it did. No, I think it did, but considering we're still in the COVID, environment as well, we were like, you know what, maybe this is a good thing.
Yeah. So answer Tracy's question. Have you been picking up strangers again?
Actually, yeah. Well, not he wasn't. Logan really isn't a stranger. We were all in. Logan is our friend's son and Genevieve's friend, and we picked him up yesterday. I said, "Oh, we picked up a stranger." Yeah, we knew it was planned. He left last weekend from the Netherlands because his parents are stationed there with us. And he left last weekend to go to uni, and then we left a week later. So we kind of had it planned that if things could work out, that we'd go and pick him up. But yes,
Nice.
Nice.
we have a tendency to attract strangers when we travel, and then we befriend them,
That is
and then we
really, really cool.
and then we meet up in other parts of the world. No,
That's great.
That's
though.
really awesome.
I will hope we meet up soon, or the three of us. When this craziness is over.
yes, it is. I mean, I really wanted us to meet this time, but with Omicron being
Yeah.
the level, and it just
Yeah.
was easy, and the amount of planes I have to go on, and just that in itself, it's like, oh,
Definitely next time.
Yeah.
definitely next time, definitely. And I will work really hard not to come in the middle of, winter.
Yes. Or maybe we can go over there or wherever you may be.
I would love it. You guys can always come visit me where I'm at because I live in an amazing place.
I know. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. We could have so much fun there. Yeah, we could. We really could have a good time. Hello, Adam. Adam's online yelling hello.
He is. He is. In fact, he's having a cheeky beer. I'm not quite sure what a cheeky beer is, but he's definitely getting cheeky as a result of this. Look at this stuff. I'm getting grounded. I must stay in one spot.
Okay.
No, we're really glad you joined us.
Yes.
Adam, Tracy, Facebook user, everybody's here.
Yay. It is. It's good. Yay. And Sue won't be joining us live today, sadly. She just messaged me. I don't know why, but she'll meet us later, or she'll watch the replay, she said.
That works. So how's it going out there in New York, Damaris?
Oh my gosh, last night I hardly slept because it was so windy that I was sure something was going to come off the house. A shutter or something. That's how windy it was, and it was just a little scary. So I woke up and I looked around outside. Everything seemed fine, but it was really scary because it was so strong, the wind. Almost felt like a little hurricane type of thing here where I am.
Nice. That's one thing that does like wake me up in the middle of the night is wind.
Wow.
Because you never know. And with a name like my first name, Glenda, a house can drop on me at any time.
Oh my God.
So, not Glenda. Glenda didn't have the house drop on her.
Well, if she'd have just been there a moment sooner, it could have happened.
Well, true.
That's so funny. Awesome stuff. Well, ladies, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to deal with today. Uranus going direct,
Yeah, and Aquarius, the sun going into Aquarius tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's square dancing going on up there on the
Saturn and Uranus are still at odds. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that explains a lot for some people who are I've had conversations with some people who are struggling with things where it's like, I thought I dealt with this, but it's coming up again kind of energy, and questioning whether it's themselves or those around them. And I keep saying, look, guys, I get it. It's coming up because you probably need to just acknowledge it and let it go and make it and let it move on. But think about what's happening up in space, up in the universe, and all the stars.
Yeah,
and they kind of look at me.
To find the answers, we look up there. We look at the stars, and we find the answers.
And to let's just make it good. I was going to say we have a full moon too. We got to make it exciting.
We're going to talk about that.
Yep. Excellent. Well, let's begin.
All right. Awesome. So, okay, so the full moon started yesterday on Martin Luther King Jr.'s day. So it's very interesting because when I noticed that, I was like, okay, let's see, when was that famous, march in Washington? It was in 1963. So if you 1963 and 2022 is 59 years, right? There's 59 years in between those 2 years. And so what have we learned in the last 59 years? I remember his speech was all about, social injustice. It was about, economic disparity. It was about cultural wars too. Like, and we're in the same spot as we were 59 years ago. So it's like we are revisiting that same energy. And so the wolf full moon, the wolf is all about the teacher. So I always say the teacher, what have we learned? And that brings in Saturn's energy too, because the wolf is very similar to Saturn's energy. And so what have we learned in all those years? What changes have we made? When you look at the 59, right? 59 years, you add the 5 and the 9, it gives you 14. 14 then drops to a 5. 1 and 4 is 5. The 5 is all about changes. Again, what changes have we made? Have we made any? What have we learned? And if we have made any changes, and I always say we have to look in the mirror, it starts with us. And then once we begin to change, which is the contribution that we're making to the world, our own change, because then we're not a part of the problem, right? When we begin to, connect spiritually, I'm going to say when we begin soul searching, which is a part of that number 7, the number, that's today. When we begin going within, connecting to source, making the internal changes. When you look at the moon, right? The moon is all about the inner emotional patterns, from our childhood, whatever we're holding on to, whatever we haven't released, whatever we haven't healed. So when, again, the full moon in that specific day, Martin Luther King Day, what emotions haven't we healed from all of this time, all this 59 years I have, and some of us are not 59, but we grew up in that energy, right?
Yeah.
So what have we changed since then? What work have we done on the self? That's that moon energy. For me, I love the golden rule. We've spoken about the golden rule, and it's do unto others as you want done unto the self. And I always go by that, and I try my best to do that. And then once we are, working on the self, then we can help other people. Another thing that I noticed, because I like to really dissect everything before I go on. Another thing that I noticed is the 7. When you elevate it to the 77 master number, again, it gives you 7 and 7 is 14, which also gives you a 5. And then I was like, okay, what words give me 77? So I was playing around with words. Awakening Aquarian equals 77. So what does that mean? Aquarius is the awakener. So now the sun going into Aquarius tomorrow, actually, it's really also like the beginning of a lot of things, awakening to a lot of things that we perhaps haven't been awakened to. Or I love research. Aquarius is all about research. It's all about technology. It's all about going deeper. It's all about social gatherings or coming together in groups, teaming up, what do I see with that, right? I see that Saturn is all about, we spoke about this before, it's all about restrictions. It's all about law and order. It's all about taking responsibility, accountability. And then we have the Uranus that rules Aquarian, the Aquarian energy. And Uranus is almost like a teenage child that does not want to be told what to do. It doesn't want the authority figures, controlling it, restricting it. So we have this pull and this push, or the pull and push kind of thing. I mean, I feel like forced compliance is counterproductive. Although we do need boundaries. We do need, a set of rules and things that we can't, overstep, so to speak. So where do we find the happy medium? Where do we find, where it's fair? Uranus is also all about fairness. It's all about balance, balancing, being the underdog or speaking for those that don't have a voice. Uranus can also become very rebellious to the point of revolutionizing, of bringing together people to create a mass amount of movement and change. So that's what we're facing with all of these things coming together. And we might not piece them together, but they are all pieced together. They all go together, and so there's a lot going on. And what I'm going to say, based on everything I just spoke about, is that we all need to go within, make our own inner changes, because like what you were saying before, Krista, when people question, is it me? Is it someone else? Well, we attract the same energy where we're at. So if, we can't change other people. So if we're attracting energies that we don't like or that are not in alignment, that's a sign of us. Then we have to make the change so that we then evolve to a different kind of energy and a different kind of vibrational frequency. And so that's how I see it. And so people are always teaching us something, whether we see them as negative or bad or good. They're all teachers. And so it's all about, okay, what am I getting from this energy? Do I want to align with that, or do I want to align somewhere else? And so everybody's a teacher. Everybody is a teacher. There was a saying that nobody is your friend, nobody is your enemy, but everybody is your teacher. And I really believe because they're all teaching us something. Right. So that's my analysis for today. I don't know if you guys
I love what you said about that everybody's your teacher, because it kind of goes in alignment with other things that I've heard where, pain in your body, it's an alarm.
Yes.
It's there to point you to something. Anything that, we don't necessarily want to have more of, that it's all information. It's just information.
Yes.
Right. Yes. It's not that, oh my God, I'm attracting the same crap over and over again, I must be broken. No, you're just not listeling.
Yes. 100%. Yeah. 100%. That's where what have we learned? In all these years, are we in the same? What has changed, and maybe some of the people that are watching us can, comment. I don't know what has changed, in 59 years, and like I said, some of us weren't even born at that time, but we were born into that time. And so, it is our individual responsibility to go within. That number 7 is all soul searching. It's all about purification of the mind, body, and soul. And that's what number 7 is about. And so, it's up to us individually to do that. And then we can help other people. As I said before, as healers, I consider us healers, we have to do the work first in order to consider ourselves a healer. And then we help other people. And so, we have to take the initiative. We have to take the first step into doing the work ourselves to then show others the way.
Yeah. And for the record, it doesn't mean that it's a one and done. I want anybody, I know we understand this, but I'm emphasizing that for everybody else. Things come up, and for some of us, it can be repetitive, or we think it's repetitive. And as Gayle and Damaris pointed out, it just means that we aren't learning. But the reality is that for a healer, our job is to hold the space. Whether it's space for ourselves or whether it's space for others, and it's a judgment-free zone. And I think that becomes the sticky part for a lot of people, where understanding that avenue of the energy for a healer and that aspect is that we walk into what it is that we do. And we have to leave opinions, thoughts, anything, to the side.
Judgments.
Yes. And it's just discerning, where the person is at and where they're vibrating. So, I just listen to people, and based on what they're saying, I can tell you where they're vibrating. And so,
definitely.
Some people you can help, and some people you can't, because they're not open-minded. And so those I don't even try, because it's like,
they aren't ready.
They're not there.
No.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't matter.
There's something to be said for saying the things that need to be said for the first 1, 2, 3, 4 times, knowing that they're not going to get it till they heard it 23 times.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. and it is, and it's very true. And there are some and it's like, okay. I have a great example of this. So Jen has started lifting weights and has a gym mom. She calls her name. Very sweet. I met her. Very, very, very sweet. And one of the things that Jen broke her ankles, both of them, actually, when she was really young. And I kept saying, you need to start strengthening your ankles. You need to strengthen your ankles. Hey, Jen, you need to work on strengthening your ankles. You can do these exercises. That'll help you strengthen your ankles. Okay. For those who don't know, I am a personal trainer. This is the funny part.
Yeah, but you're the mom personal trainer.
Exactly. I know. So Jen comes home and she's mentioning it today. She's like, Mom, look at me. I'm doing ankle strengthening exercises. Janie showed me what to do.
How long have you been telling her?
And I'm years. But you know what? I was okay with it. In my head, I'm like, you know what? The right person is going to come and say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The cool thing was that she acknowledged. She's like, and I know, Mom, you've been telling me to do that.
Which is nice that she acknowledged it.
Yes.
Yeah. But we all have those things, right, in life. And, you know, and we all joke around. There's this woman on YouTube. She did a video and someone caught her, you know, the mom, right? The mom, I forget what it's called, like the mom chorus or something, you know, clean your room, brush your teeth, put away your clothes. And she does this whole thing in like
I've
a little sing-song thing, right?
Yes.
And it's like a minute and 2 minutes. I don't know. It just, but the way she does it, and you're just like, oh my God, I so want that. And just to press play. Right? Because as parents, I'm not just going to say moms, but as parents, we do that. Well, as healers, you do the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. We're like moms do as healers. We want to be a guide to others, you know?
Yeah. And so we do, you know, you just have to sometimes go with it and say, yep. Because I may not be, I mean, there are 3 of us on the show, 3 Crones. And someone may resonate. As a matter of fact, I've had people tell me, oh, I really resonate with what Gayle says. She really speaks to me. Or, oh my gosh, Damaris, she is so my person. Right? You know, it's like, and I'm like, I am so happy that you are listening and you found your person.
Right? We speak the same language in a different way. You know,
exactly. That's kind of the whole point of the show.
That's right. You know, we're just,
because we're all spouting truth from different places on the pyramid.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is why we sit in a triangle.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there, I know it's like we have a little love.
Oh gosh, I'm sitting on top of a mattress today, so I'm a little bit.
Are you wearing leg warmers?
Oh, you want to see these are amazing. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These remind you of leg warmers, but they are like brushed wool socks with sheepskin inside.
Nice.
And they were my Christmas present from my 6-year-old grandson, and I have used them more than any other gift that I've gotten. Even my coffee mug. They are so warm, and it has been so cold here. So they are my favoriteest gift. But yeah, they're almost like Ugg socks.
Yeah,
if you will. They're great.
That's
great.
Awesome.
I need to figure out where he got them because I need more. I definitely need more.
Yeah, they're nice.
And then share the location.
Yes.
Because I could use those.
I'll bet. Yeah. I'm just loving it. Okay, so Krista, my dear.
Yes. Sorry, we have a phone call coming in on another computer. Like, what's going on over there?
Donate now.
Donate now. Yeah, that's it.
Phone lines are being manned. Give us a call. Drop a few bucks. You know.
It's all kind of funny. I have no clue what's going on over there, but Jen's on it. So yes, so for me, let's go ahead. All right, y'all. The crystal of the week is blue chalcedony. And actually, it was kind of funny. I thought I grabbed my blue Chalcedony earrings. It wasn't my blue Chalcedony earrings I grabbed. It was dark when I was grabbing my earrings, and it ended up being my green moonstone.
That's okay though, because I hear Sue Ward Paquin has all kinds of blue Chalcedony for sale.
She really
at Retail Therapy.
Yeah. Yes, at Class Act Imports. Yes, Retail Therapy with Sue at Class Act Imports.
Retail Therapy with Sue and Class Act Imports.
Okay. That's right.
That's the name of the group. If you're not a member of the group, go be a member of the group. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. No. That's good. She'll love that.
Be good though, Krista.
But so well, it is great, and I may put those on a little bit later. Right now, I usually pick a crystal of the year, and I'm going to digress for just a minute. Okay. I usually pick a crystal of the year, and this year, I kind of think the crystal picked me. Well, I know the crystal picked me.
Yeah,
it is this Lemurian pendant that I bought.
Nice.
And my Herkimer diamond earrings, which these are from Class Act Imports. The Herkimer. This I got off of Etsy, and I ordered it. So funny, after we had the Lemurian crystal as our crystal of the week, and I stumbled upon this and I ordered it right away, and I struggle to take it off, which means that it's like, oh yes, I'm learning a lot from it.
Yeah.
And so this year, that's my crystal of the year, and I once I'm done with all the kerfuffling I'm doing while being here, I'll explain why I think crystal of the year is a really great way to focus energy. But we'll start with the crystal of the week. This week is blue Chalcedony. And, it was really interesting. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so blue Chalcedony, it's a higher vibration. So it works with your heart, and then it goes into your throat, your third eye, because of the coloring, right? The blue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And can I show the video of the crystals for you there?
Please do. Okay. I have more phone calls going on. It's as long as it's not here. Isn't that really pretty? So people get confused with blue Chalcedony. They think it is, they confuse it with blue lace agate.
Yeah, it looks the same.
They're very similar.
Very similar.
They're very similar, except a chalcedony is a quartz and an agate is an agate. Okay. Yes. So their crystalline makeup is very, very different. And the really unique aspect that the blue Chalcedony is bringing forth this week really goes in alignment with what Damaris was saying. And that is it's about connecting. So you remember how before Damaris went on and talked about the energy, I mentioned how people have things coming back up. Well, blue Chalcedony is a teacher of that. So if you're working with blue Chalcedony, especially right now, and stuff that you have subconsciously buried deep within starts resonating and bubbling back up, it isn't bubbling back up because it's to make you upset, angry, frustrated, or think that you're unworthy or anything like that. It's because now's the time to actually deal with it. Now's the time to stay calm, to connect within yourself and acknowledge the energy or that emotion that is being brought forth. Now, I know with a lot of people who deal with, whether it's a mental struggles, PTSD syndrome, or other emotional traumas, because there can be such an extent of it. Mm-hmm. Emotions are not something that we need to bury. That is not our human experience. Mm-hmm. Emotions are something we need to acknowledge. And I'm not going to sit here and be a therapist about this, because that's not me. I'm not a therapist. But I know that when you use certain stones and crystals, and blue chalcedony is one of them, it can help you face those hurts in a calmer emotional state. Because one of the things that blue chalcedony connects to is our emotional energy. Not, believe it or not, we have different energetic bodies, and emotions is one of our energetic bodies. And that is one of the things that blue chalcedony connects with. And with all the stuff that's happening with Uranus going back and being direct, with Saturn and Saturn and
Uranus are at odds.
They're at odds, and Saturn is bringing
strict.
forth
Uranus is very free.
In free, right? Yeah. And then of course we still have Pluto, who's bringing forth the truth. So
which is up to the surface in Capricorn. Opposing the moon.
Opposing the moon. So you have all this stuff that's happening. I'm like, holy mackerel! This is like craziness. However, working with the chalcedony energies and those blue energies, those are calming energies, and they're a great way to face all this excitement that's happening. Because there are some people, and some that are related to me, who really, and I'll be honest, some related to me, who really are experiencing all this crazy energy and going, okay, can I get off the roller coaster? Because this is insane. And as I keep trying to say to them, well, first of all, go ground, go find a tree and hug it. Just hug the tree, or put your hand on the tree.
I want to ask a question. So I spoke about 1963 when all of this same energy was happening. I wonder how they dealt with it back then, when there was not that much awareness, or spirituality wasn't that.
That's a good question.
Now, right? Like, who knew about crystals and all of that back then, right? And I don't know. I wonder how they dealt with all this that's going on now, how they dealt with it then.
Well,
I wasn't necessarily around then, but I would imagine it was just an entirely different language, right?
Yeah.
Like, there were the things that you could say and get away with saying and not be thought crazy.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. But that's not to say that there weren't, the down low witches out there that were,
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
But it wasn't in the open. So how do they deal with it,
They would go to church.
Our coffee clatches.
That's right. And I do believe that there's a reason why we are the spiritual current has bubbled up, if you will, to the surface. And those of us who understand and who really do appreciate the connection that we have with Mama Earth. Whether it's the connection we have with Mama Earth, through crystals, through trees. I am surrounded by trees right now. I am like in seventh heaven. And then like at the bottom there's this little gorge, there's a stream.
Nice.
So Kevin couldn't have picked a better place if he had walked here, and handpicked.
See, now there's the universe at work. Here, Kevin, this will keep her calm.
And it is.
Her baby's going to college. This will keep her calm.
This will keep her calm and grounded. And it is, and it's wonderful. And there's a lot that's to be said for this. Knowing that being connected with nature and understanding that technology is we were having this conversation as the four of us a little bit ago this morning, where we were talking about how great it is, that technology is able to help us. However, how important it is for us all to connect and to keep connecting back with Mother Nature, because that grounding. And in the 60s, they didn't have technology distracting them.
So maybe that's how they connect.
I'm thinking my sense is that they were still very much connected, with each other,
Yeah.
and be with Mama Earth. Because a lot of them, they would be out gardening, they'd just be outside
Yeah.
socializing.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Over the fence and writing letters. I mean,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
we tend to step over the fact that typing on a keyboard is not the same energetically as writing longhand and sending a
100%.
message to
Yeah.
someone.
Receiving a letter, a card, right? We don't
Mhm.
really receive those anymore. I get
Right.
e-cards.
Yeah.
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 Yep. I mean, I appreciate the ecological aspect of the e-cards, but gosh, getting something handwritten
Yeah.
just really touches your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their hand, you know,
Yeah.
that's yeah, right? It's like
Yeah.
a sacred.
It literally is a signature of
It
that
is.
person's energy. It is an
100%.
energy signature.
It
100%.
really and truly is. And it is. That's a wonderful thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so back to the Chalcedony, in terms of the energy, if you're really in this, you're feeling, now someone's trying to call me. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm going to actually have to sign off. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Okay.
You wanna start your thing and then
Yep. Well, let's talk a little bit about today's card of the day.
Okay.
All righty. So woo, we've got something special in
Ooh.
the Ace of Cups. As always, I pull this from the Galaxy Tarot, a little app that I keep on my phone. I love this app. It gives you the opportunity to do the card of the day. It's got like 2 dozen different readings in them. And it gives you a journal and also the ability to go through and just browse the cards. Because if you're looking for a way to memorize the tarot deck, fucking stop it. Don't do that.
No.
That's not what tarot is about.
No.
Tarot is about seeing an image and feeling into the images that are there on that icon, if you will. So today's card, the Ace of Cups, is all about new feelings, new love, awakening intuition, flowing emotions, and imagination. So let your feelings flow today. You have a wonderful opportunity to create something heartfelt and authentic. Whether it's a new relationship you're creating or a piece of art, your willingness to be open and vulnerable will make it very special. And it's kind of interesting because we're talking a lot, Damaris, about revisiting,
Yeah.
right? That
Your emotions with the moon connected to the moon, right?
Yeah. And your Uranus going direct again. We've kind of been here back in August, and now it's coming back around again, and we're going, wait a minute, I thought I hadn't handled this, but we really didn't. We kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
So this is the time to kind of dig in and go, okay, what is new? And with all aces, it's always something to be reached out and grabbed. Aces don't just alight on you, right? It's an opportunity to be grasped and to allow to grow. Now, one of the things I absolutely love is, in this case, it's the Ace of Cups. So we're talking about a beginning of all things that are the flow of life, the monetary, you know, what?
Emotional fulfillment.
Exactly. All of those things that bring us the satisfaction of living. So this is wonderful stuff. For a lot of people out there, it's going to be in the next week or so, the beginning of the next semester, the spring semester of school, like for Jen. It's going to, we're coming out of the shadow of Mercury retrograde. Excuse me, is that correct? We're gone into Mercury retrograde.
We're in.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So again, with all of that, go back and revisit. This is a new lease on what we have seen before. All right. Look for new opportunities for friendship, new opportunities for growth. Get ready to release. I mean, we just had the full moon, so we've just done a little bit of releasing. Don't gloss over that releasing mode as you're trying to manifest. Manifesting is manifesting, but you have to make room for what it is that you're asking to come in through that releasing mode, of course. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right. So then let's talk a little bit about what Gayle's Creative Commands has for us today. And I love this. Surfing the wave of your creation. So image with me, if you will, for a moment. Where are my surfers out there? You know, if you're out there, you know, put a comment in the comments that you ride the waves, right? Because when you're standing there on the shore and you're watching these surfers come in on the waves, right? They'll ride one in as far as they can and then immediately start paddling back out there to ride the next one, right? So you're either riding on top of the wave or you're literally, you know, swimming back to catch the next one.
Yeah.
And when we are talking about all of these things that we've been manifesting since the beginning of the year, since the end of December last year, right? Those things come in cycles. And when we are ready to, when we feel that wave, I don't want to say breaking down, but dissipating, right? And the energy of it has gone flat, then you know that it's time to start paddling back for the next one. Because if you don't start paddling back for the next one, you have no chance of riding the next one.
That's right.
A friend of mine used to talk about cut bait or fish, right? If you're not fishing, you should be cutting bait, right? You should be preparing for that next. So wherever you are in this journey right now, cutting bait or fishing or paddling for the next wave or riding it, know that you're in exactly the right space, because you cannot paddle a wave at the same time that you're riding it. And you can't ride a wave if there isn't one there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty much that's all I've really got with that one this week. We're in a time period where a lot of us, especially in areas like yours, Damaris, areas like mine, where it's in the gray of winter.
Yes.
You know, and we get those urges like, God, I wish this was over already. Right? I've been enjoying, strangely enough, being in Arizona for the last 13 years, I've really been enjoying the cold. But I'm really getting sick and tired of the light quality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you've got the opportunity, get out there and experience the sunshine as much as possible. Give your skin that vitamin D that you need. And, you know, hunker in, because there is a lot to be revealed in these next 3 weeks.
100%.
Right?
100%.
But it's going to take that grounding.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little bit of tree hugging. It's going to take a little bit of pulling in the energy and the insights that we need so that we can hit the ground running when the ground isn't mud.
Exactly.
Right?
And this should be a time too of reflection. I mean, that energy of Mercury retrograde is all about that. It's all about reflection for the South, you know, maybe collectively too. Where are we, you know, as humanity? You know, we talk about technology and how advanced it is. But, you know, from a spiritual level, have we advanced collectively? Have we joined together, you know, as a one human race? I don't think so. When you look at all the wars and everything that's happening globally, I think that, you know, with technology, we have advanced, but with, you know, humanity, I think that we went backwards a little bit, or we haven't advanced at all. If we talked about the 59 years that I spoke about before.
Well, I thought that was really interesting that you brought that up, because the last 3 weeks we've been dealing with COVID a lot. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Netflix has been the greatest savior ever. But in the last couple of days, I watched this movie. Rob Reiner directed it and also is in it, and it's called Shock and Awe. And it was essentially, it's about the reporters during the time of September 11th,
Okay.
And the couple of years after that, where we were spoon fed into attacking Saddam Hussein
Yes.
instead of Osama bin Laden for
Mhm.
whatever purposes,
Yeah.
right? And how during that time, there was a consortium of newspapers called Knight Ridder.
Okay.
Now, Knight Ridder, their reporters were interviewing low to mid level officials in the government, and they were getting the information basically about how the government was trying to engineer the conversation into support for attacking Iraq,
Yeah.
when in fact the person or the entity that attacked the US was out of Afghanistan and then Pakistan. And they were the only ones that stood true to the tenets of journalism in discovering the facts, verifying the facts, and reporting the facts. Pretty much all other entities were reporting and glorifying press releases that were being released from the government for the party line of, oh, Iraq has got weapons of mass destruction and all of that. Even the New York Times,
Yeah.
the New York
The
Times even
Washington
had to,
Post too.
had to eventually write an apology to its readers. And only this consortium, Knight Ridder, were the ones that were actually reporting as to proper journalism. Now, we're seeing a lot of that still.
Yes.
We're seeing the Fox Newses of the world. We're
Yes.
seeing fed
CNN.
information about coronavirus, which obscures the truth of it into what the profiteers want us to believe about it.
That brings us into wars, Gayle,
Exactly.
It does, because they make
Exactly.
us against each other instead of united. And that's what this
Exactly.
is all about too. This awakening process is that we're all one human race and we have to come together as one. And that especially in the United States, with 300 million people versus, a few thousand in government. You know what I'm saying? So if
Right?
we all came together as one and we started questioning, you know, different things, we would start awakening and we
Yes.
wouldn't be controlled or fooled, if you will.
Right. Well, I would agree with that. However, when you have like all of these people, 300 million people, right?
Yeah.
Coming together to start questioning things, right? It kind of perpetuates itself, because where is the information coming from, right? There's so many of us that have been trained,
Yes.
to take what authority says, and that is the truth. That makes it so much more important for us to do, like Krista was saying, the tree hugging, the
Yes.
grounding, following your intuition, not your
Connecting
ego,
with source.
right? But your intuition, what actually bears out in behaviors, not words, right? What actions and so forth. And coming from baseline love, right? Baseline love. If it's not loving, then it's not truth.
Exactly. I
Right?
agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it becomes even more important for us to truly connect with each other,
Yes.
right? Whether it's through video calls like
Yeah.
this or getting together in person, which of course that goes to the agenda to break those connections down
Exactly.
and not have us congregate,
I'm on
not
the
have
same
us
page
come
as you.
together,
The same
right?
page. Yep.
So, all the more reason why we truly need to follow our intuition, come together based on kindness, come together based on compassion, come together based on community, like we've been theming up since the beginning of the year here.
Yeah.
And joining together.
Seeing what
for us.
resonates too, and what makes sense internally. Like you could hear a whole bunch of things, but does it make sense to you? Do you resonate with it? And that's the reflection where it comes in also. It's like, okay, you're hearing all of these things. What makes sense? What
Yeah.
resonates with you?
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't make sense, and a lot of it doesn't resonate,
Right. And we've been trained, programmed, taught, right, that you must have an answer. No, you really don't.
You
No,
don't.
you really don't. You only need to trust your intuition about whether it resonates or it doesn't. And it's really okay to go, interesting. Not quite sure I'm buying that, and move on. Right?
Yes.
More will be
Yes.
revealed. You
Yes.
don't have to. Ego says you must have an answer. You must get the gold star. You must get the A. No, you really don't need to.
I like that you said that, because you said more will be revealed. It's almost like when you see the moon comes out at night. And at night, like I was saying to you earlier, last night around 3:00 in the morning, I woke up because of the wind and the rain. And I looked outside, which you really can't see much, even if you have the light on, because it's nighttime. So that's the energy of the moon. The energy of the moon is things that you really can't see too well, but the dawn is right around the corner, and the things will be revealed. And so that I see the moon energy as such, of things that are hidden because it's in the dark, but the dawn is upon us.
Yes.
And things will come out and be revealed to us, and I'm waiting for that.
Krista and I tried to get her into the room at the same time. I guess I just pushed her back out the door. But that's a really good point that you bring up, Damaris. The fact that during night things are hidden, we cannot see them, right? Even so, right? It's also sometimes not necessarily a matter of complete darkness where you can't see anything.
Yes.
But just enough light that things don't appear exactly as they are.
Exactly.
They look a little scarier. They look unfamiliar, and you're not quite sure. So then it becomes very important to ground, to listen, to watch closely, and allow things to for your brain and your mind to put it together. Oh yeah, that's a raccoon. Okay. Yeah, it's not a rat the size of a dog. It's a raccoon.
Gosh. Imagine.
That's crazy.
But you're right. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. But that is the moon energy,
Yeah.
It only comes out at night. So it's in the dark, Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope everything is well with you, Miss Krista. Glad to have you back.
Thank you. I just had to handle something. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, good. We were just planning anarchy while you were gone.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, just let me know what my role is.
You're the lookout.
I'm the lookout. Okay, I can do that.
Did you finish? You could finish with your.
No, all I was going to say about the Chalcedony is, if you're really wanting to connect with your emotional, that emotional energy, the emotional body, and really do work on yourself, or you feel like it's time. We're all driven. It's kind of like how this crystal keeps it keeps needing to be around my neck, kind of thing. When that happens, your self that inner self, that higher self, the knowing will be pulling you towards, hey, it's time to do this. And it may not be pretty. And I am the, optimistic person who's all about life being pretty and life being awesome. But the reality is not everything is pretty. Not everything is awesome, but it can then turn to be pretty damn awesome.
You just talked about Pluto, actually.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I really I've been feeling, not just for me, but for a lot of people, I feel like that what I'm saying is to reassure others as well that, hey, just because this is showing up doesn't mean that you need to do it by yourself. There are crystals that can help you. There are communities that can help you, like us.
Yes.
Right? You're not
Absolutely.
alone when you're going
It
through
is
this.
so important when someone is going through something to feel like they have a tribe, to feel like they have
That's it.
someone to talk to. So important, you
Mhm.
know.
It is.
Well, yeah, it's that coffee klatch that uses the same language, right?
Mhm.
You know, so that
Yeah.
we understand we may be able to understand each other from different backgrounds and
Yes,
different language, right?
yes,
Mhm.
But there's so great a gift in surrounding yourself with a tribe
yes.
that you can just share a glance with and they
Mhm.
get it,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
No
And
judgment.
you know you're
No
not
judgment.
alone. They know you're going through it. They know you're coming back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know? And there's that space for you to do so, you know? They know that, you know what, just like each one of us, you're going to learn these things at a different level
Yeah.
and it's going to
Mhm.
spiral up and it's going to spiral down
Yeah.
and we're still here for you.
That's right.
You know,
Yep.
you don't have to look perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to speak perfect. You just have to be
That's right.
and be accepted as you are.
I love
Yep.
that. Love that.
And
So,
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the little coven of joyness about us all, and we should be getting this on the platter for you very very soon. I do hope. We're
Yes.
building it as we go, and I'm very very excited about what the coven of joy is going to be for all of us. So
Me
since
too.
we didn't get to do it necessarily in individual videos, let's take a couple of moments and let's start with Damaris and just give us a little bit of your vision. And Krista and I will as well, of what
Mhm.
the coven of joy is going to be, what it's meant to be, what it should be from your
Well, for
point
me,
of view.
like what we were saying before, it's also so that people can find somewhere to go, turn to, right? For
Mhm.
support, guidance, non-judgment. Also, learning more things. Everybody is at a different level spiritually, and everybody's at a different journey. And the three of us can,
Mhm.
help them with whatever they need, because together, I'm sure we have a lot of wisdom, and a lot of years of dedication to our craft.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a coven of joy. They're gonna come and they're gonna laugh, cry, learn,
Yeah.
and be guided. So that's how I see it all.
Yeah.
Nice. Krista, how about you?
That's great. I feel like for me, I see the Coven of Joy as being a place for those of us who have forever felt like misfits. Right?
I love that.
Really, we are the island of misfit toys.
Square peg in a round hole.
Yep.
But
Yep. The Jack in the Box named Charlie.
that's it. And the elf that wants to be the dentist.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
I mean, we really are. I think we're those people that have always felt like we were a jack of all trades, a master of none, a plethora of information that doesn't seem to do anything except win us a lot of Trivial Pursuit games. Um,
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
we're looking for our own validation of self. And
Yeah.
not that we need it from anybody else, not that we need it from um, this huge global perspective, but where we can come in and just be who we are and laugh about it.
I like
Where it's okay to talk about underwear and the color. And it's
it.
okay,
Yes.
to make sexual innuendos if that's where we feel like we are for the day, or
Mhm.
just come in and say, you know what, I'm really having a crap ass day.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and we are going to learn different things. I mean, I have things that I look forward to, classes that I look forward to sharing in our Coven of Joy,
Me too.
and with everybody. That some of it will be experiments, but you know
Mhm.
what? We're going to be on this experimental ride together.
Yes, and
Nice.
experiencing different things, and different
Mhm.
topics too, learning about different topics.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah. So, that's, I really find that it's going to just be a place for everybody who has always felt out of place,
I
if
love
that
it.
makes
I love
sense.
it. Yeah. Well, and I double down on both what Krista and Damaris said. And for me, in addition to that, it's a place where each of us can share our expertise, not just the three of us, but all of you as well. Like, this is what I know, right? And have that met with, wow, that's interesting, rather than, well, that's not how I see it, so you're wrong, right?
Yeah.
Where we can learn from each other, come to each subject that we have to explore, because there is so much in this life to explore.
Yep.
And to take the research that someone else has devoted all of their time and their love and their energy into, and expand that, and be interested in that, and allow that to grow, right?
Yes.
So that's essentially what the Covenant of Joy is to me, like an open, exploratory class, ongoing class where we're just learning new things from each other all the time.
All the time. I love it. I love it. And here's the best part is that we're going to be all doing it together.
Yes.
That's the most amazing part. And
I love it.
It really is. Truly is. Well, we have just quick last little things to do, and that is to congratulate this week's winner, Sue Ward Paquin. Thank you so much for sharing. I wish you had been here today, but you'll know. You'll watch the replay. We love you.
She'll watch it.
We love you very much, and thank you so much for your support for Three Crones in the Woo Woo. And again, also thank you to our sponsors and contributors. We have Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. We have Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And of course, yours truly, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. From all of us here at Three Crones in the Woo Woo, thank you so very much for joining us once again today. Have a wonderful week. Try to stay out of the retrograde rays and surf those waves, people. Surf those waves. Love you guys. Have a great week.